Hi, my name is Amanda, and I am the moderator. And today we are showcasing your psychic tarot friends. We have two psychics on the panel today. Psychic for Lovers, known as Pastor Moses, is a spiritual pastor. She's a psychic tarot card reader, clairvoyant, claircognizant, intuitive, and dream interpreter. With over 30 plus years of experience, she's worked as a psychic online with keen, live advice and five-star psychic advice. Her website is www.psychicforlovers.com. She does private readings. Her YouTube channel is Psychic for FOUR Lovers. Janet is the second psychic on our panel. With over 40 plus years of experience, she has been on over 100 plus TV shows such as David Letterman, Sally Jesse Raphael, Regis and Kelly, The Joe Franklin Show, Joy Dayhow, and multiple radio shows. She is a psychic, clairvoyant, clairsentient, aura reader, medium, picture reader, palmistry, handwriting, pet psychic, and healer. Her contact info is BKLYNGYM123@gmail.com, and her Cash App is $Psychic for Lovers. Today, there are two options to get a personal reading. The first option is Janet for $5 per question. The second option is also Janet $5 per question. Plus, for a free bonus, Psychic for Lovers will answer the same question free of charge if you subscribe to her YouTube channel, Psychic FOUR Lovers. The link will also be available in the chat. Our topics today is how to manifest money. Pastor Moses, would you mind starting, please?
Yes. So there's a thing called the law of attraction, and it affects everyone. Even if you don't believe in it, it affects everyone. So basically, it's what you focus on, you create. So the main things are thought, words, and action. So the one that comes to you and draw things to you, the least is the thoughts. So what you think, because people think things all the time and change their thoughts, what you think, you attract. Okay. The second strongest attraction is words. The words that you put out there when you talk to someone, you attract, or when you talk to yourself, you attract. So, and then the strongest attraction is action, is how you do things. So when you put them all together, you're guaranteed to attract something. So for example, if you're thinking about attracting, let's say money, okay? You want to attract some money. You want to pay this bill. Say that you got a bill, unexpected bill. Maybe the IRS is saying you owe them maybe $2,000. So if you want to attract the money to pay the bill and you don't have the money and you don't want to do the payment plan, you just want to pay it off and get rid of it. So what you do is you take that bill, you look at that bill and you say, this bill is paid. You focus it on your mind and seeing you writing out the check to the IRS. Then you start, actually, I would tell people to go further. If you have a piece of paper or maybe a check you can put void on it, write out the check for $2,000 to the IRS. Don't send it, but write it out and focus on it every day. And that's also called action, because you're doing what it takes to write that check out. Okay. And then you say, I don't know where the money's coming from, but this bill is paid. And just wait. Just continue focus on it and wait. And your bill will be paid because you are focused on it. But if you look at it and say, I can't pay this bill, then you're not focusing on actually paying the bill and the bill being paid. So there's thoughts, words, and action. And that's the law of attraction. And it goes further than that. You can do it in terms of relationships and everything else, but I'm just using money as an example. Okay.
Thank you, Psychic for Lovers. I think you made a really great point, and I agree with the whole thinking about it and the action that you put together with it. Janet, would you mind letting the audience know how to manifest money, please?
Well, it's not just money, it's what you want to do with the money. So you have a higher self, you have a subconscious higher self that wants to protect you and do everything for you. So if you say, oh, I want to be a movie star, and I want to make a lot of money being a movie star, and you really want it, your subconscious will sneakily make you like go around the corner or go somewhere where you might bump into the person that could help you. You don't know that your higher self is also your own guardian angel helping you. So if you want things, what I do is you know, people, I associate with people have nothing, have no money, have nothing. And I say, well, what do you want? What will make you happy? And put that in your head and you could attract it. And think about it. And you could put 100 things in your head. But it's easier to get those 100 things than just say, give me this amount of money. It's better if you say what you want with the money, because what you want with the money will manifest itself. Zinga wrote a book on manifesting. It was the greatest book I ever read, because that got me started on thinking. I come from a big family and we all got very little. So everywhere I went, I go, oh, I would really love that. I would really love that. And one time, one of my rich girlfriends took me into a store, rich store, and there was a pen that was like, I don't know, $50 at the time, $80. I said, who would spend that money on a pen? But a beautiful pen. I wonder who could ever have one like that. That is something that, you know, to have that. They must be very important. And it took a couple of years later, a lot of years later, a friend of mine that was doing very well got a gift of 2 of those pens. And when he saw, when he showed me the pens, like, you got those pens, and my eyes lit up. He saw my eyes lit up. Because he saw my eyes lit up, that I was like, my higher self made me do that. I would have wanted to act cool, like, oh, that's very nice. But my eyes lit up. And he says, you know what? I want to give you one of them. And I got my pen, even though I never even wrote it down.
Wow, that's amazing, Janet. I really like that you shared that story with us.
You know what? I abused it so much that I have no room in my apartment. I told the singer, you got to write a book on how to get rid of all the stuff you want, because it's too much now. I have no room. Now I got to ask for more room. And she's even helping me with that, with her brilliant strategy of a manifestation. She gets everything she wants from manifestation because she thinks it and she's happy doing it. Notice her voice is happy. If you show happiness, people love to give you a drop of happiness, even if they give you one extra cookie in the bakery, because they know your eyes light up and it's going to make you happy. People love to make other people happy, even though they might be miserable, they still love it.
Wow, thank you, Janet, for sharing that with us.
Thank
I
you.
think manifesting is, you know, such a big topic, and I think people do it without even thinking about it. So I completely understand where the both of you are coming from with it. So right now,
let me elaborate. I'm sorry. Let me elaborate on when you said when people do it without thinking about it. They do it all the time, the time. And like you said, they don't even think about it and it still manifests. So because it's a law of attraction. Whether you believe it or not, it's still going to come. So basically it's when you think it and you're excited about something, like a kid excited about want to go to Disneyland. They're doing everything. Oh, well, if you're going to go to Disneyland, you need to start cleaning up your room every day. And they do everything it takes to do it. And guess what? They end up at Disneyland. You know what I mean? Because they're manifesting. They're definitely manifesting what they believe in and what they're excited about.
Can I tell you one real important thing about this? Why psychics are so valuable is because they might not even know what they're doing, but if someone comes to them, they automatically get what their higher self and their subconscious will tell the psychic. This is what I really want, even though I was going to take this job, but the psychic here is, no, this is what I really want. And the psychic, because I did it for all my girlfriends even before I knew it was psychic. And I didn't know it was a big deal to know that. But I said to one of my girlfriends, no, don't go over there. Don't go spend the day. Don't spend the day looking out. I know where you should go. Go right to this company that has exactly what you want and you'll get the job. And she did. The psychics could see above, they could see inside your deeper desires. They don't see the story you're telling them. They have to learn to ignore that and see, where are you really going? What do you really want? what's going to make you really happy, not if I yes you to death in the reading. Honest psychics don't yes you to death. They want to find the truth, and they want to find what you really want. They don't care what you want. You could say, I want this kind of job or that. They don't care. They're not going to try to impress you. They're going to try to say, this is what you really want. So my psychic ability will give me a flash in the brain to say the best place for you to go to get where you want, or what to start doing to do steps to eventually get what you want. What I wanted myself, I wanted 20 years ago, but I still wanted it. And then I found out everything that I was doing was leading to me getting what I wanted. And even I didn't know it. I was ready to give up. And then I found out, like, wow, you really get what you want. That makes you happy. And it's there. You can't just do time. The funny thing is, it's going to happen when the time is right, but you will get it unless you say, no, I changed my mind. I don't want it. I changed my mind. Then you can change your mind.
Okay, good. Well, I want to elaborate one more. This is such an exciting subject.
I know, it really is. I'm very intrigued.
Okay, so I'm so good at it that I was able to manifest to the very, very day. Wow. So maybe you could do it to the very minute, but I've done it to the very day. So you can manifest things exactly when you want it and how you want it. And you remember I talked about that, Amanda, on the first show when I talked about the house, right? My house, right?
Yes, buy your house.
Right, the day I wanted it before my birthday, and I got it the day before my birthday. And I had been manifesting that for years, not knowing I was doing it. Had no idea what this was about. So when you said you don't even know what you can manifest with not even knowing it, that's how I got my house, because I wasn't spiritual at all. So, but my house came to me the day before my 30th birthday, and that's what I said too. Exactly. I wanted before I'm 30. I got it the day before. So yes, you can manifest things to the day. Okay.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you both for sharing that. I'm pretty sure.
It is. And you don't have to be spiritual. You don't have to be religious. You don't have to be any of that. You just have to use the tools, the law of attraction. And then I used it not knowing I was using it. You understand? I had no idea. But once you know, forget about it. Like Janet said, she got so much stuff in her house because you keep manifesting. I have to stop doing it because, again, I get too much stuff. I don't even want anything anymore. But, when I do, I say, okay, let me start doing this again, So yes.
So, but Nzinga, you know what came out of that from the angels?
I'm sorry, I'm psychic for lovers. I'm psychic for lovers. Okay, go ahead. What happened?
What came out of that is because I have so much stuff, I can donate things to all these people that don't have anything.
I agree.
And I just donate. And then I even got to the point where it says we want to send this to these places, but the shipping is too high. And then I got someone that worked for a shipping company, and I got them to ship a few things for me. You see what I mean? It's unbelievable.
Yes, but look at that. What do me and Janet is trying to manifest. We want to do things for the community, for the people. Yes. So we're trying to manifest a big, huge building, like a school setup with 20 classrooms. I can break it down what we want. We want 20 classrooms. We want we're going to have a storefront in one of the classrooms as well. We want auditorium. We want a backyard so you can grow your vegetables and your herbs and whatnot. And the community can have half, and then half is going to go to the school. So we can show people how to do the growing, or we can be able to use the herbs to help heal. We want we're manifesting this, and we want to do it for free. We do not want to pay. We want somebody to donate their building. We want somebody to come and volunteer for us. We want people to volunteer if they have any skills like plant-based food. We want people to be more healthy. We are manifesting this now, so we're working on it. We're working on it. So anybody wants to help us out, hey, feel free. Thank you.
Yes. Well, I feel like we can talk about manifesting all day.
Yes.
However, we are going to move into our general readings. Okay. So Pastor Moses is going to start off with the days of the week, and we will be starting with Saturday. So would you mind starting, please?
Yes, sure. Okay, as I did last week, I did the days of the week, but we're going to do Saturday again. Saturday again is karma, which is funny because we're talking about law of attraction, and karma is one too as well. Saturday again is Saturn, which means karma. What you put out there, you get back. Okay, and usually they say tenfold. Okay, so I'm going to see the energy for Saturday, which is today. So what it feels like, this is a kind of, I would consider this positive energy. I mean, there's really no positive and negative, but that's just some things we can go on, go into long, later on. But basically, or say there's no good and bad, but basically it's things you want and things you don't want. You understand? So basically, this is more of a energy that most people would like. So it feels like today's a great day for family to get together. They're going to be thinking about what they want to do. And I feel like getting out, doing things, enjoying the weather. I guess the weather is great where they're at, I hope, because it feels pretty good today. So they say get out with the family, bond, enjoy the weather, do things together, connect, have fun, do things you've always wanted to do, or even go like a picnic or whatever, cookout, or, go see other family members. Just get out and have fun. So today is a good energy to have a good time.
Thank you, Pastor Moses. And Janet will go into her general reading now on how to not screw up your kid. Janet, would you mind starting, please?
Well, How Not to Screw Up Your Kid is a book I wrote based on noticing that every mother felt like they're not going to be a good mother and we're afraid to have babies and things. So I had studied all the chakras with the highest, teachers I could, ever in New York and all over. And they taught me the chakras, but they talked in their other languages and their other way of talking. So when my girlfriend was going to have thought she needed an abortion, because I said, why? I'll give you the money. I'll help you. I don't care. And she said, well, I don't think I'll be a good mother. I'm too young. And I don't have the guy around. And I said, well, how about I tell you, I learned everything about how you could not screw up the baby. So how about I tell you all of that in American, in English, like a way people could understand. And I wrote it in just plain talk for nice girls that were afraid, including myself. And I wrote this whole book out with 55 questions on if you did this, are you going to cause, it's called chakras. When you study chakras, that's a big learning. But basically, you get what's called blocks in the chakra, where if something happens to you, you block it out. Up until age 7, you get all these blocks from being treated a certain way, or your parents acting a certain way. And therefore you will take on those traits, but the parents could know that they don't know that some acts would really hurt the child. So if there's things, I'll give you a question and you'll see which one you think would make a difference. One will cause a block, which would affect the child, and one would just be discomfort and unhappiness for a while, but no big deal. So the one I liked the most was the one where the baby is in the crib, and but he could hear in the other rooms, and it could be any age, baby, and the mother and father are fighting. They're screaming and yelling at each other and fighting, and normally that wasn't a lot, but all of a sudden the baby hears it, and it was frightening to the baby because it was like a new noise and it was a little scary. Would that mess up the kid? Or if the baby just started crying while the mother and father are talking, and acting bratty and fighting and not going to sleep and jumping up and down and just being, rambunctious and everything. And the father comes in and yells at the kid, "You go to sleep, you kid. You better go to sleep. I mean it, you rotten kid." And the kid, "Oh, okay, I'll go to sleep." Now, which one will cause a block in the chakra of that baby?
Okay, so the examples again, 1 and 2. Tell us what 1 and what 2 is. I'm sorry, because I was listening to a lot of things you were saying. So 1 and 2.
Okay, 1 was the mother and father are fighting, and the baby's in bed hearing the mother father fighting. And the second one was the father coming in and yelling at the kid, "You better get to bed." And he could be as mean as he could be, or as nice as he could be, but he's still, it's a scary feeling for the baby. Which one really could screw up the baby? Not if it happens once, but if it happens a lot, it really causes a block. Which one?
Amanda, you could answer first.
I think, so for me, I think it's just really scary for the kid, but I would go with both options.
But you have to pick one, Amanda.
One's good and one is bad.
Which
people
one?
don't know, like you. I wrote the book for people like you that don't know.
I honestly don't know.
Well, I know, but
that's why I wrote the book.
I think I would pick bad. Yeah, I think I would pick the bad one.
Which one is the bad one?
Do you think is bad?
Which one?
The kid getting yelled at.
Okay, so the kid being yelled at.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's okay.
Sorry,
so
I'm just, I'm not a parent yet.
You got to be okay with just picking one, regardless of, there's no right and wrong answer. She'll tell us whatever. So whatever one is one. So I'm going to tell you when I'm listening to what you're saying, I think that the mother and father arguing and fighting, I think that's scary because they're not in the same room. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that one, because they don't know what I would be a kid not knowing what's going on and all that loud noise is scary. So I would say that would be the one.
Okay, now the first chakra represents the feeling of being safe. It's everything people do to be safe, and a lot of personalities go around doing everything to be safe. They want to be cooperative. They do like, I want to be safe. I'll try not to break the law. I'll be honest. I want to be safe too. So that's a first chakra issue. So the need to be safe, to live in a safe place, it's the main one. Safety is the main one. All the animals do it too. They got chakras too. So the real answer is that when the father comes in, and yells at the kid don't know that's bad. He just thinks, like a lion goes in and tells the little lion comes, rah, 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 get to your mother, rah, rah, rah. They think that's normal. Babies don't know yelling is bad. They just know, I better get to sleep. This person's bad. They interpret it like that. But when they're laying in bed and they think they're safe and they're going to go to sleep and they hear screaming and yelling, and it's so frightening that the baby doesn't realize that he's really frightened, not by the father, because the father's probably a nut anyway, or a nice guy anyway, whatever. That's the father. They don't know that's good or bad. But the fear of the safety from hearing the parents fighting, that crash, bang, what could happen? Is the place going to blow up? The baby doesn't know words, but they feel fear. And that's a block in the first chakra.
What?
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'll just let you finish.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
That makes a lot of sense. That think about it, guys. If that everybody knows that if you grew up in a household where your parents are fighting a lot, the male energy maybe be beating up the mother and fighting and yelling and you hate it as a child. You say, "Oh, I don't want to do that. I'm never going to grow up." Guess what? The male grows up to be, the boy grows up to be like his father and be abusive. The girl grows up to be like their mother and take abuse. Do you understand? So yes, that makes sense. It blocks their chakra, like you said, or whatever, where they grew up to be just like that because they can't actually, see anything outside of that. So that makes sense to me. That the arguing outside of that makes sense and make them uncomfortable. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So it helps you understand that, oh, good, I can get away with yelling at the kid. It's going to get over it, but I better not fight in front of him. It just helps you to decide, and understand, what will happen to your child. And here's a real important one to me also. And this was the one where the little boy, a little boy is quietly playing with, he got a collection of all kinds of toys and trucks, and he just sits in the room very happy, and he lines up his little trucks and he just makes them all perfect. That's what he likes. It could be messy for other babies, doesn't matter. And he's playing nicely. And all of a sudden his little cousin, his age, comes over to visit, and the cousin sees his toys and say, oh, I want that red truck. And the mother and the kid says, oh no, this is my collection. You can't have it. And so the little boy goes, well, I want it anyway. He goes, no, it's mine. No, go away. But the visiting boy is a bully. Well, you better give it to me or else. It's mine. And he goes, so the little boy sneaks into the cousin, sneaks into the mother in the other room and say, I want that truck. He won't give me his truck. And he acts up like crazy. So the mother, to shut him up, says, okay, look, when he's not looking or not around, I'll give you the truck. And then, okay, all right, now, so play nicely, and I promise I'll give you the truck. So, because he's got a lot of trucks anyway. So the little boy is playing, and so then when time is up and he's not looking, the mother gives the truck to the cousin, and the little boy doesn't even know it's missing yet. And the cousin goes away, and the little boy continues to play. Now, if the mother said, went over to the little boy that had the trucks and said, oh, he's your cousin, you should give him your truck. And he's so bad at his mother now. Why should I give him my truck? It's my collection. I don't want to. And so, oh, okay, if you don't want to, all right, it's okay. I'll tell him we'll buy him a truck in the store later or something. But or the kid says, all right, Ma, when I'm tired of it, I'll give it to him. So this is what the little boy decided. But the mother thought it would be better to sneak the truck so he wouldn't miss it. Now, which one will screw up the kid for life?
Yeah. We did this one last week, remember, honey? So I remember that we said that it would be the mother taking the truck when the boy wasn't looking, because I remember that.
Okay, that's what it is. If the little boy doesn't want to give the kid the truck, but he made a decision to give it to his cousin anyway, nothing happens. He just hates his cousin forever, like that, or forgets about it. But right. If the mother does it behind his back, or just says, well, I'm giving him the truck anyway, you have enough, I'm giving it to him anyway, whatever the mother does and gives it to him without the child's permission is the key. Then from that moment on, that child will never trust his mother for his whole life. And the mother will never wonder why that child is not close to her.
That makes sense.
That one incident.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Janet. So Pastor Moses is going back into reading the days of the week. We will start with Sunday now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were going to do the tidbits. Because didn't we do the days of the week? We did financial literacy, and now the tidbits, right? Celebrity.
Okay, so we can go into the celebrity tidbits. So
right.
We are going to be talking about Beyonce and Jay Z and their marriage. For any of you who don't know, Jay Z is a rapper and Beyonce is a singer, and they've been married for quite some time now. There's a 12-year age difference, and throughout their time together, because they've been together for a very long time, they've had their ups and downs, just like any relationship. So the first question we're going to start with is, when Jay Z cheated on Beyonce, how did it affect their marriage? Pastor Moses, would you mind starting?
Okay, so when Jay Z cheated on Beyonce, how did it affect their marriage?
Yes.
Okay, so see these cards because they're smaller. Okay. Okay, so the first thing I got is it was very stressful for her. I mean, I feel like it affects, it created so much stress because it feels like she was thinking that they've been together for a long time. Why would he do this? They've been dating for a while before they got married. Why would he cheat? So it was very stressful because she really wanted to be with this man for the rest of her life. She loved him very dearly and she wanted to marry him. So she was extremely stressful and she questioned herself. She was wondering why, what was wrong with her? Why would you do that? Things of that nature. So I feel like he reassured her. I feel like he just kind of told her that, he made a mistake. I think he admitted to his mistakes because it feels like they might have had a temporary break. Maybe they stopped talking, whatever it is, a shutdown, but then they end up back together because I feel like she still wanted to be with him. She kind of, I don't want to say she understood, but he made it a little clear that, that this is something that he didn't, he did, but he has regrets. So I feel like it affected their marriage where it had a trust issue for a while, but I feel like now it's she trusts him now,
Thank you, Pastor Moses. So Janet, the same question for you. When Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce, how did it affect their marriage?
Well, what happened is she kind of knew that was a very strong possibility for her and him to happen because they get so much attention. And but she gave her heart. She could have anyone she wanted in a way, and she gave her heart to this man who had a lot of the male traits she's looking for, and plus he was strong and he was aggressive, and she was attracting a lot of weaker men, and she liked that he was strong. But coming with a strong man goes, anytime there's a man that's strong and loving and gentle and good at sex and all that kind of stuff, you love him. And when you love somebody, all you think about is that you have what you need, you have who you love. And the side effect is when you find someone cheating, it's almost like it's human nature in a way. She knew already because of all the offers she was giving, and she had hoped that, that their love and their trust would last a lifetime, and she still does. But it hurts. The pain is the worst pain in the world, other than losing someone you love to death or something. But it's the most worst pain, and you cannot just let go of that pain when you love somebody. Your heart is the strongest organ in your body, and it will not let you stop loving somebody. So what she will do is take whatever time it takes to let that pain go away, and then try to give it another chance. And she will continue to keep giving it another chance because the love is stronger than all the advice in the world.
Wow.
Wow, thank you, Janet. That was very interesting to hear. So the next question we'll be going into is, how were they able to get past the cheating? Pastor Moses, would you mind starting that off, please?
Sure. How would Beyonce and Jay-Z get past cheating? Basically. Okay. Again, I read my cards right side up, not in reverse. So I always turn them around. Okay, so how they was able to get past the cheating is that they worked on it. They stayed together. That the main thing is that when I said they separated, it was very short time where it wasn't even noticeable, maybe shut down quietly, what have you. But they worked on it. They stayed together. They talked. They make sure that she made sure she understood, and the love is very strong. That's one of the things that were very important there, the love. But love is sometimes not the only component. You need more than love. But the love was very strong. And she questioned at one point, does he really love me if he does that? But he does. And they just stayed together. They started to do things a lot with each other. They started to spend a lot of time. Again, there was a little trust issue for a while with her, but I feel like she worked through it and she started to trust again. So it's almost like when she said, I'll give you another chance, she really gave him another chance. She let go of all what happened in the past. She didn't hold on to it. She didn't allow it to pollute her mind. You know what I mean? So I feel like because of that, and because he got another chance, it's like he thinks like he was given another chance. It's like God gave me another chance. It feels like he felt like he was actually given another chance, and he was grateful for that. So they worked on it, and they stayed together, and they worked on talking and trying to make sure that this don't happen again. So that's the reason how they got past it.
Oh, that's really interesting to hear, Pastor Moses. So Janet, the same question applies to you. How were they able to get past the cheating?
Well, she had a choice. Which is worse, sadness or anger? Both of them were so painful that guess what came in to rescue them? The heart. The heart saying, look, give it time, and you will always love him for your whole life. Even if he walked out on you and he was with another woman, one day he'll come back. If you wanted him, if you still wanted him and you didn't transfer the love to someone else, he will be back. You never, ever lose who you love. They'll always come back if you want them back or need them back, or you will see them. It's never over because the heart is too strong. It's strong over sadness, it's strong over anger. So how they got around it is they had to wait for the time. They had to feel another solution. And luckily, wisdom told them, you can always have another chance. You could try again. And the heart will say, I love this person enough to try again. Everybody's got bad traits. Everybody does bad things. Why should I stay home alone in anger and everything? It comes with the territory. And you can't control a person to love you. You can't make someone to love you if they have other needs. You can't do it. You have to let them go if they want to go. But then if you really have that deep love, you'll fight to the end before you let them go. But that's what they did. They just waited for the wisdom to say, maybe we could start again and work it out. And it was difficult because you have to take pain. You have to take things. You don't have control. There is no control in these situations of coming back. But if you could, it's like an addiction, not having a food that you can't have. You can't have the food, but then you get better. So if you could have the discipline to handle the difficulty of that emotion, because the alternative is only more sadness and more anger. And you don't want that on someone you love.
Wow, Janet, that's really interesting to hear. Thank you for answering that. So next we are going back into our topic. So we are going to be talking about how to manifest money and financial literacy. Would you mind starting, Pastor Moses?
Yes, I will. Just to let you know, now you sound very clear the way you're doing it now. If you could do it that way, it's extremely clear. Okay, dear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So financial literacy. Okay, so we are not taught financial literacy in school. If you think about it, school doesn't teach you that. At one point, school used to teach you how to fill out checkbooks, but guess what? We don't even use checks like that anymore at one point, but that's as far as it went. When people say they take economics, they still don't teach you financial literacy. What they're teaching you is how to learn finances for the business that you're going to be working in, not independently, not for you to learn how to control your finances. So a lot of people go to school and come out of school, and the most important thing you need to know is how to use your money, what to do with money, how money works. And you go through life not knowing how money works, and you find yourself in a lot of debt. So and then one of the things that what happens to us is that we learn from our parents and our environment what we call poverty consciousness. Poverty consciousness is, in terms of thinking of lack. So an example would be like you say, my mother used to say, money doesn't grow on trees. Okay. meaning that I don't have enough money to buy this, that, and the other. That's thinking in terms of lack. Also, you say, money can't buy you happiness. Okay, this is true, but money can take that stress away, financial stress away. Okay, so money might not buy happiness, but it'll take one of the stress factors away. You understand? Then also, don't be greedy. The wealthy is greedy. They are. They want more and more and more. They know that there's more money than they can, think of. So they are greedy. So, and then one of the main one is when people say filthy rich, like if being rich is a negative, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not. But they say filthy rich, so they're putting a negative kind of notion on it that being rich is not good, okay? So that's called poverty consciousness. So you have to change your thought process if you want to attract money. So now the opposite of that, which is what the rich do, is called prosperity consciousness. Now, prosperity consciousness is thinking in terms of abundance. They think in terms of there's more than enough for everyone. And that's what we talked about when we talked about the law of attraction. So more than enough for everyone, so they can have as much as they want and more than they even dreamed of. Okay. So the rich thoughts in terms of how they think in terms like, okay, like they would say to themselves, there's no limit to how much money I can make. Okay, so they don't put a limitation on it. When we do, you know what I mean? They think no limit on how much money I can make. Money just flies. Comes from the trees. And like my mother said, don't grow on the trees. They see it from the trees. They see it coming out of the sky. Okay, so there's another one they say too. It's like, I attract money everywhere I go. Okay, so they think in terms of that. Or attracting money is my passion. Okay, they wake up in the morning and think about money. Like, what's his name? Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook. He wears the same type of clothes every day. The pants, the shirt, but it's not dirty because he has a lot of the same clothes. So in other words, he has the same shirt, like maybe 100 pairs of the same shirt and 100 pairs of the same pants, and 100 pairs of the same shoes or whatever, he wears the same clothes every day. And again, not saying they're dirty, but the same clothes. Do you know why? He chooses to wear the same clothes every day because he doesn't want to spend any time and energy on choosing clothes. He feels that that's a minimum amount of, he want to put a minimum amount of energy on just choosing clothes and getting dressed. He wants to put most of his energy on making money, how to create more stuff for Facebook, how to make it better, how to make another investment. He wants to put more of his energy on making money and less energy on how I look, how I dress. You understand? This is how, that's why you see sometimes the rich people, you can't tell them in the street because they don't dress on the Gucci's or they don't dress in the name brand. They just go and they put something on and they're gone because they're not focused on appearance. They're more focused on attracting money. Okay. So if you want to attract money, you change your consciousness, change from poverty consciousness to prosperity. To prosperity consciousness, and then you'll attract money.
That's interesting. Janet, would you like to add anything about how to manifest money and financial literacy?
Well, first of all,
I'm sorry, can I interrupt? I think this is where you put Michael Jackson up. Remember?
Oh, yes. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that. My apologies.
But okay.
You could talk about something, Janet, but she's gonna put. You could talk about financial literacy if you want to, but she's gonna put Michael Jackson up.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Okay. Well, I wanted to show you on when we were talking about palmistry the other day, and that in the hands of Michael Jackson has a very, his fingers. If you look, you see his fingers all go a little bit backwards. And I was explaining that when your fingers go a little bit backwards, you have to be you have to have attention. You have to have a life where you're going to attract people that will notice you. You don't want to be ignored. And because of the ring finger that I talked about the other day, and the ring finger is very long. That means longer than his other one, and it sticks out more. Meant that he had to do all his work, his own creativity. He had to live a creative life. Because of the creative life, he got a deep well in the middle of your palm. The deeper the well, like a big hole, like if your palm is very flat and straight, you're going to work very hard all your life because of poverty consciousness. As you dig the hole in your palm in the hand you write with. Now I'm left-handed, so I do it to my left hand, but you do it to your right hand. That's your conscious hand. And the more you dig the hole, the more you are telling your brain that you are going to attract money, and it's going to come easier now. You don't have to work hard for your money. You just told your subconscious that. So how do you know your subconscious, which had happened to me, gave me the numbers? I won 19 numbers in 1 month because your brain will help you. Your subconscious. Remember, you got a friend, a little angel friend, but instead of money now, you want to attract safety. You want to start to be safe because of the new resets coming, and there won't be money. There'll be you have to just be happy to get what you need and think about what makes you happy and what you want. But with the credit cards and the other things that they're going to do, and they're going to increase the credit card fees, and they're going to be nasty when you call them up, and you're going to pay sooner, and then you got to pay for a credit card, and then you're going to have a lot of problems now just with credit cards. Not forget about money. We're not going to be lucky to have money. They're not going to accept money in a lot of places. So it's not going to be money consciousness anymore. It's going to be safety consciousness. And so now when you dig in your hand, you ask for safety and enough of what you need to be safe and to be happy and to have what you want, because that's the new reset. You got to think of what you want. Rents are going to be too high. Everything is going to be terrible.
Okay. All right. Okay. We don't talk about politics here.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. No worries. No worries. Go ahead. So that's good. So you see the dent in his palm of his hand tells us something about how his money is, right? That's what you said?
Yeah. And when I went to a certain area where the people were really rich, everyone had these claws. They weren't even just big holes. They were claws. I go, I can't believe that rich people have this big, deep hole in their palm. Like, wow. But the more I was digging, the more I was getting.
Wow, interesting.
Thank you, Janet, for sharing that with us. We are going to go back into our celebrity tidbit with Beyonce. So we are going to pick up where we left off.
I'm sorry, I thought we were doing generals and whatnot, and then Beyonce.
Okay, so we're going to go back into our generals. I apologize.
It's okay. Okay.
We are going to go into the days of the week. So today we're going to be focusing with Sunday. So Pastor Moses, would you mind sharing something about Sunday?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so Sunday is the moon. Okay, so Sunday is the sun. So, and I'm sorry, I said that incredibly incorrect. Sunday is sun. So that's happiness, joy, relaxation. So that's Sunday, the sun. So let me look and see what the energy around tomorrow will be, Sunday. Okay, so the energy around Sunday is that I feel like you have been working on something. It feels like you've been working on maybe business or something. I feel like some creativity and something you're working on to manifest. And it's interesting that we're talking about manifestation, but you've been working on that and been working on it for a little while. And you feel kind of happy and positive about it. You feel optimistic, but I feel like you have to be careful because as we move forward, I feel like you're going to be not open to ideas. They're saying you need to be open to ideas and possibilities. Somebody might suggest things and you might be closed-minded and say, no, I don't think that's a good idea. But they're saying you need to be open to ideas, because if you are, then I feel like there's going to be growth in your project way quicker than if you were doing it without any suggestions, ideas, or help. Okay?
Mhm.
Thank you, Pastor Moses. And next, we will be going back into Janet with how not to screw up your kid. So would you mind explaining, Janet?
Oh, okay. Well, another one I thought was a good one is that when the baby starts to be able to talk and they're in their room and it's dark and it's scary, and the baby and the child, now it's like this is all before age 7, says, I think there's a monster in my bedroom. I think there's a monster, and the mother says, well, there's no such thing as a monster. Or the mother says, well, look, here's a spray of essential oil, and you spray the room, and we'll get rid of the monster. So which one will affect the baby's chakra and cause it to not feel safe?
The spraying of the essential oil, because the child is not used to that.
Okay. Sorry, give me the choices again. I'm sorry.
Oh boy. Well, one is that the mother just says, look, there's no such thing as a monster. She's being honest. There's no such thing as a monster. Or I got the spray and I'm going to spray away the monster.
Spray away. Which one would be mess them up? Yeah. I would say
spraying away the monster.
I would say saying there's no monsters. I would say no monsters.
Okay. Well, when the thing is when the right answer, but when the mother says there's no such thing as a monster, it causes a block in the first chakra, because the boy just said, I just saw a monster, and she discounted him. She didn't say, she was being honest and thinking she's a good mother. But if she would have just said, well, there's no, maybe, I don't know if it's a monster or not, but whatever it is, I got this special spray and we're going to spray it away. And so if you ever see anything like that again, you come get me and we'll spray it away. So the answer is that discounting the child's fear, even though she was right, she still has to address how he, not knowing that he doesn't know that spray is a bad thing. He doesn't know things like that. If the mother says spray, whatever, his mind doesn't know, so he'll learn. So from the mother telling him we'll spray it away, tells him that there's things you can do when you're afraid, even though you don't know it. And because the child believes in the mother, he'll always say, well, my mother said there's a Santa Claus and I'm going to have a happy Christmas because I believe it. So the mother, that's the thing where you don't discount the child's reality if it's harmless like that, where you could protect and not discount the child's fear. Do not discount their fear.
Wow, that's interesting, Janet.
Yeah, that makes sense, because you know why I said that? Think about it with your children and the kids. I feel like they're closer to God because, when they're young, they just came from the other side. So, the babies and the young kids, and they start seeing spirit and they talking and having conversations. And we say, who are you talking to? It's nobody there. Don't do it. We're taking away their belief in the high, you know what I'm saying? In spirituality. Yes. So I believe that when you do that and you say there's no monsters, you're saying that there's nothing outside of what you can see with your own eyes. And we know as
right. Oh, you're so good.
So I feel like when you said spray was basically saying that, okay, we can do something to get rid of the monsters. You have power. You know what I mean? You can have.
You're explaining it best.
I'm sorry?
You're explaining it so good. And we use lavender oil. It's the best. It calms everybody down.
Okay, cool. So that makes sense, you know. And I understand why you said that, Amanda, because you want to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Well, Amanda is a typical example of someone that wants to be a really good mother, but then will worry, am I a good mother or not? You're learning. You're trying to learn.
Thanks, Janet. I think you made some really good points there, but we are going to move back into the tidbit with Beyonce and Jay-Z and pick up where we left off.
Okay.
So, Pastor Moses, this question is for you. Will Jay-Z cheat on Beyonce in the future?
Okay. So I don't think he will. I feel like he felt like he lost her. You know, I feel like he, you know, this is his family. He valued his family. He loves his family very much. And I feel like he got close to losing what he feels like is a real comfortable relationship. It feels like it's not stressful. It feels like he can relax and be himself. It feels like she understands him. And it feels like that connection is very strong. And he came close, very close to losing her, that he was so surprised that, you know, that she, you know, would not only would she let him know, if this happens again, we're done. And there's no if, buts, or maybes, and there's nothing you could say. So I really feel like even though he is attracted to other women, he does have a beautiful woman on his side. And he is attracted to other women, like most people might still see other women. He knows for sure he's not going to act on that. So I want to say no, he won't cheat on her again.
Thank you, Pastor Moses. Janet, the same question applies to you. Will Jay-Z cheat on Beyonce in the future?
I have to say that I never lie, and it's just something in human nature that he will be forced eventually, I don't know when, once in a while, into a discreet situation where no one will ever know. And that's the only way he will do it. He won't do it where anyone would ever find out. But too many women are just available to him to feed every need. And he's going to have some needs that, you know, he may not himself plan on having. So I have to say that at least no one will know.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So the next question is for Pastor Moses. How is Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage now?
Okay. Okay. So what I feel is that their marriage is pretty stable. It is. I feel like he knows that, again, that she will leave. She won't have a problem leaving, and, you know, she will leave and move on. You know, like that song, to the left, everything you own is to the left. So she's kind of like, and to me, intuitively, she's letting him know, okay, that she can find somebody else. She doesn't have to be dealing with you. So there's a message on that song about their. Do you understand that? So It feels like everything's to the left. You keep messing with me, you got to go. And she's very on that. And she's like 1 foot out the door if you even think about trying it. So when Janet said that he'll cheat and nobody will know, yeah, there is a possibility if he think he's smarter than he can get over it. Probably, I don't know. I don't see him doing it, but I can understand where Janet's coming from. Yes, because he knows for sure that she will leave. And they work very well. They're a peer. They're a couple. They're a power couple is what it feels like. And so he doesn't want to lose that. You know, he came from humble beginnings. So he knows where he came from and he knows where he's now, and he knows she's very important to his life, to his whole entire life. I feel like generally he's extremely happy. You know, he's very happy. The relationship, they're both happy. So I feel like the relationship is really, really good. And I just feel like when she gets upset, and I feel like it's more her, when she gets upset, she will let him know in conversation, and it will be coming out very angry. So when she's upset, she's going to come out and let you know, hey, in an angry tone, that I'm not tolerating certain things. And that's that. So their marriage is really, really good. And he knows his place, so to speak. He knows what he should and should not do. He knows what to do and what not to do. So yeah, they're happy right now.
Okay. And the same question applies to Janet. How is their marriage now?
She hopes and she prays that her love for him is enough to keep him from wanting to be with someone else. So she does a lot to be cute and charming and try to keep him distracted from other things, because she just loves him and she wants him to be hers. And so that's what it's in her mind. She doesn't think about fear. She doesn't let that come into her life anymore. It's just, you think about it, of course, but then you can't think about it every day. You just hope and fear. You just hope. She's hoping that she'll always be enough for him, and that gives her an incentive to, always dress nice and look nice. And he will always try to please her and be there for her and make it work, but he just will have to be more secretive because it's difficult sometimes for him. But she's really hoping that everything could work out. And when you put all that effort into it, pretty much you get what you want.
Yeah, but Janet, just can you expand on how is their marriage now?
Now, well, it's still a little delicate, but she wants it real bad. She can't let the love go. She loves him. She wants him. She don't want to lose what's hers. It's like you have a mansion and you lose your mansion. He's everything to her. How do you let that person go, no matter what?
So the marriage is
the marriage is that she'll tolerate a lot of his bad traits, also, whatever they are, and try to cope with it like a lot of women do. And she just will hope and pray all the time that it could work and every day will get better. That's where it is now.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. So we are going to go back into our general readings, the last part of it. Pastor Moses is going to look at the energy for the day of Monday. Would you mind starting, please?
Yes, sure. So Monday is the moon. So Monday is emotions. So let's see what's going on with Monday coming up. All right, let me check Monday. So Monday feels like there's going to be a lot of emotions. And emotions are kind of like, it feels like they're little, again, remember your positive and negative. It's more leaning towards the negative side. I feel like there's a lot of negative emotions. There's some jealousy going on. There's some control issues going on. There's some guards up because you don't want to let people in. There's some trust issues. So Monday seems like there's going to be a lot of emotions going on that's going to cause a lot of fear and hurt and anger. And I feel like hopefully you get through this, but I feel like you will as the day go on, as the day progresses. Maybe on Tuesday you'll feel better. But right now, Monday is going to be a very emotional day, high in emotions.
Thank you, Pastor Moses. I appreciate that. And Janet, would you mind sharing your last final facts about how to not screw up your kid?
How what?
How to not screw up your kid.
Oh, all right. Well, the one about there's the one where the mother Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I can't. Wait a minute. I need a few minutes.
Yeah, of course.
Ms. Inga, talk a minute. I just blacked out.
Actually, I'll go back to talking about again the law of attraction, trying to attract things. So I talked about how I attract my house. I think I even talked about the car. Did I talk about the car having a
No,
car?
you never shared about the car, but I think because you spoke about the house before, maybe we should go into the car.
Okay, so I'll talk about how I attracted a car. So sometimes with me, this is my personality and who I am. Sometimes I just don't want to spend no money. I just say I don't want to spend any money. You know what I mean? I'm tired of spending money. I'm actually more of a saver. So you know what I mean? I'll save, I'll invest my money, but I'm not a big spender. So when I go, I don't want to spend no money. I had a car and the car was acting up. So the car would have some engine problems and I would fix it and then drive it again. So at that time, what happened was, I said to him, when I said, when this car breaks down, I don't want a new car. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I don't want to pay for a car. I don't want to spend any money on a car. So what I did was, what happened to me, not what I did. What happened to me was that I was driving the car and and then the car started acting up and it conked out on me in front of a garage. Also, the garage was also a used car dealership, right? So they had two combinations on it. So it conked out right in front of it. So anyway, I asked them to come out and check out my car. And they said, oh, your car's, that's it. Your car's dead. The engine is blown. You can't do nothing with that. So I said, okay. I see you sell cars. They said, yeah, come on in. So I said, I want to buy a car. I don't want to spend over 10,000. That's it. That's my amount. So they said, okay, well, here, you can get this car. So I saw, at the time it was an Infinity. So I saw an Infinity and it was beautiful. I said, oh, okay, I want this one. So I actually ended up spending 11,000 because I had to pay whatever the taxes and I had to pay the registration and things of that nature. They gave it to me on the spot, you know, and I asked them, I didn't get it checked out. So I said, when can I bring it back? Something's wrong with them. They said, you got 90 days. And I said, she said, you got 90 days. So I said, okay, cool. So I took the car, drove it off. And then that next week, I took it to the dealership, and the dealership gave me a whole list of things that's wrong with it. I mean, it was a line of what's wrong with the car and how I need to take care of the car. So I said, okay, let me call them and give them back the car and let them fix it. They kept trying to avoid that. So I said, no, you need to fix it. It's the limit law, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, make a long story short, they end up saying, all right, bring it in. So I bring it in. I left it there for about a week. And I was like, did you do anything? Actually, they did nothing. They didn't even change a spark plug. They did nothing. So I needed a car. So I said, let me take the car. At that time, I was in real estate school for a realtor, you know. So I said, okay, I took the car because I needed the driver to go to school. So what happened, I said, I'll take him to court. So I ended up taking him to court. And we were going back and forth to court because, you know, they don't make a decision right away, you know, you go back and keep going back. So we're going back and forth to court, right? And in the meantime, I also disputed it with my credit card company, actually with my bank, actually, because I used the debit card to take the cash out of my bank account. So I use a debit card, and a lot of people know when you use debit, that's like cash, you don't get that back, right? But I did it anyway. So anyway, at the time I wasn't thinking, so I did it anyway. So I disputed it, even though I said, the chances are probably pretty much close to zero, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So now we back and forth to court. And the last time we went to court, I had just gotten a letter from my bank saying that they're going to give me back all that money, the 11,000. It's coming back to me. They found it in my favor. So I'm back and forth to court. The last time I went to court, he's like, "Oh, you got your money back. Give me my car back." So it's like, he's like, "You got your money back. Give me my car back. Plus, you got 11,000, and I paid for your registration and taxes. You got it back." And I said, "Okay, you can, you know, I'm using it. I'll get it back to you." You know what I mean? So
that's funny.
I wanted to finish school. So I said, I need the car for school. Any other time I could do what I want to do, you know, just going where I got to go. But the school, I wanted the car. So my school was over. I remember my school being over maybe 2 weeks later on a Friday. And I said, oh, please
here's your car back.
Huh?
Did you say, here's your car back after school was done?
No, I'm gonna tell you the story. No, listen to the story. So I said, okay, Friday. I said, oh, please let it last to Friday. Don't come get the car. I'm not gonna bring the car back to Friday, right? So they're calling me. We need a car. We're gonna repo. We're gonna do all that. I said, you can get your car. You're gonna get your car. Anyway, so here's the thing. Friday, I'm good. Went to school, whatever. Morning, I got a call early in the morning. That's Saturday. So I'm already finished school, thank God. That Saturday called me and said, I'm outside. The tow truck is outside. The tow truck. I said, oh, no problem. He said, is there anything you want out of the car? He said, you give me the, I think the registration or title or whatever it was. He said, I think it's title, whatever. He said, you give that to me, then we won't do a repo. It won't go on your credit. We don't do a repo because you've given up everything, right? Voluntarily. I said, I'll be right down there. So I gave everything. I never got a repo. I got the car for free for the months that I had it. I think 6 months, and I'm good to go.
Okay.
So that was a free car because I got everything back,
That was funny.
Yes. And I asked for the date that I wanted to call. See, this is the manifestation we talked about. I asked for the date to be up to Friday. I needed up to Friday. They came Saturday early morning. Okay. I asked for the car for free. I ended up getting driving it for 6 months or something like that. And I got my whole money back. So this is how you manifest.
Wow, that's interesting. Would you like to move on, Janet, to the tidbits, or should we go back into the final facts?
I got the baby one ready.
Okay, no worries. Let's go into that. You can go ahead.
Okay. Well, the mommy had a rough day, and despite her best intentions, she's yelling at the baby. Is that crazy? And then she says, and then she says, just go away from me. Just go away. Go in the room. Go play away. Or the mother says, look, I'm having a bad day. Stop bothering me and stop pestering me. Which one will cause harm to the baby?
Stop bothering me and stop pestering me, right?
Mm-hmm. Because stop pestering. Yeah, go on.
I'm gonna take my answer. Okay, so it's the other one is stop bothering me, stop pestering me, and the other one is just go away, right? It was just go away. The first just go away, and the other one is stop bothering me, stop pestering me. I'm gonna go with Amanda and say stop bothering me, stop pestering me. The words were kind of wrong. Right. Okay.
Because when I these are all like true stories that I witnessed, and this person when they grew up. It was a boy, a little baby, a boy. And when he grew up, and he said, why, what happened in your divorce? Why don't you want to get married again? I don't want them pestering me. See, the baby didn't know words. 6 years old, 5 years old. And that word from the mother was like a block in the chakra that it caused so much pain that it said he was pestering. How would I pester? I'm a little, he just wanted to see his mommy, but she was in a bad mood. But so he's afraid of women's bad moods. He became afraid of that for all his life.
Okay. That's interesting.
An ugly word. You don't give kids ugly words. They'll go away, go away. Yeah, they understand that, but they don't understand now I judge you for wanting my love.
Right. Yeah, you don't call them stupid, or you don't call them.
Yeah, never give a name because they don't know who they are yet.
Exactly. They believe that that's who they are, but you tell them because you're the primary, caregiver. So they believe that you tell them things that is true. I understand that, Janet. Very good. Actually, that's an excellent book. Excellent. I love that book. I love it.
And laughing, a mother that laughs a lot will have, she could have the brattiest kids. I've seen mothers with bratty kids and they're together close in age, so they're double bratty. And if the mother just laughs at everything they do, they grow up wonderful. They're not judged. Horrible.
I think that's a bad message, wouldn't they? I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
I think it's a bad message if they're doing bad things and the mother's laughing, then they think what they're doing is okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Little kids, bad stuff, stupid bad stuff, like just stupidity stuff, and just go, like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. If a kid hears that's cute, when they do something a little bit stupid, then they'll grow up thinking there's nothing wrong with them, and they will be able to become better people than feeling that now they got another notch on their body of harm. They're not remember that. They're just like, the mother goes, oh, that's cute. Somebody does something bad, you go, oh, that's okay, that's not bad, that's cute, just don't do it again.
Yeah, and it's so important because I know a friend of mine. I used to observe her in her relationship. She was extremely affectionate, very affectionate. She always touching, hugging, rubbing all the time. Her mate. She was, And I asked. I said, "Why are you so affectionate?" And she said, "Well, my parents and my family, they're always hugging, kissing, and touching." And so that's where I got it from. So that's interesting. So people become affectionate because they were their parents with them as well.
Yeah. Like, if I could look at anybody and I could say, I saw a man, he came into me and he said to me, I looked at him and I said, oh, you had an argument with your father today and you're very upset. Oh, how do you know that? You never even seen me before. Well, it's written in their aura. It's written all over them. They don't see it, but psychic people see it.
Right. Okay, that was very interesting. So we are going into the final part of our program, and we're going to end it with one more question about Beyonce and Jay-Z. So this question is for Pastor Moses. Will their marriage last?
Okay. Okay. So the cheating, what he did in the past, that didn't go away. Again, she forgave him. She's moving past it, but it didn't go away. So it feels like if she feels a sense of insecurity, then it will pop back in her head again, and she will be like, okay, hopefully he won't do it again. She goes back and forth. Hopefully he won't do it again. I can't let myself go negative. I can't let myself believe that he's going to walk around for the rest of my life in this relationship, believing he's going to cheat on me again, because that's not healthy. So she gets conflicted sometime when she feels, I guess, threatened or think that he's going to cheat. But, for the most part, she's definitely forgave him and moving on with the relationship. If they've been together for a long time. So it feels like she wants this relationship to last. This relationship is emotionally strong. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of feelings. So it's emotionally strong. Sometimes she questions, part of the relationship she questions a little bit sometimes is the money part, because they're so rich. They're so financially rich. She wants to make sure that it's I won't say it's not only the money, but what if we didn't have this money? Will we still have this foundation? You know what I mean? So she thinks about that sometime. What if we weren't as famous as we were? Will we still have this foundation? So she questions that sometime, and that kind of she gets a little confused. I almost see in a fantasy that, okay, if we met, we were, just regular 9 to 5, middle class, because you don't want to see yourself actually poor, but middle class people, and maybe have a house, 1 car or 2 cars or whatever. It's just the basic. Will we still be together? Will he still love me as much as I love him? Will I still love him? Without that factor, will we still be who we are? Sometimes I feel like she questions that, and you know what I mean? But it's not a big part of her life. It's just something that she thinks, because of the love is so strong, we want to separate some components of it, which is the money. You know what I mean? I don't think she questions the children. It's the money sometimes. So yes, I feel like their relationship will last because she wants it more. They both want it more than they don't, And like I said, I learned this lesson. I really do. I believe that he's being very afraid. Again, I'm not discounting what Janet said because, yeah, if he can get away with it, I'm quite sure men will do that, you know. But I believe that he did learn his lesson, you know. So I feel like that he knows what he's going to lose, and he doesn't want to do that. To the left, everything you own. Yes, I believe we stay together.
Thanks, Pastor Moses. So the same question applies to Janet. Will their marriage last?
Okay. He will not leave her. But, you know, one of them, I won't say who, will outlive the other. And the other person will find love again.
So we'll last to death do the part, right? Basically.
Right.
To the last. Yay! I'm glad. I like it.
You know, the thing, every time I think of something, you add something so important to it. It's such a great team we are, because you sometimes I just express things from one point of view, and then you express it from a more emotional point of view, and we're both right, and yet we're different what we say, but it's great because I can't think of everything to say, and then you come along and say it.
Thank you. You do too. I think we are a great team. I really do.
So our building that we're going to get now is going to be great.
I think that we feel like Beyonce and Jay-Z, to death do us part.
Yeah.
We together. And Amanda, definitely, she's there too. Wonderful.
Okay, so I think this concludes our program for the day. Thanks everyone for watching. We should be on next week again.
Hold on. We say some things in the party.
Yeah.
We want to talk about a little bit real quick about our what we're trying to manifest again. We want to talk about Janet's book, and then we'll talk about basically come back again and watch us. So again, Janet, can you talk a little bit about what we're trying to manifest for the community?
We're going to have a school. We're going to have everything in it for the community, but we're going to have freedom of what we can show you. Like if you want to learn about, you believe in different types of exercise, different types of healing, we're going to have all of that. We're going to have the real honest people that are sincere in their healing, in their nutrition, and the people that want to grow organic food, people that kind of want to learn, but they can't get the answers from TV or the lying newspapers and everything, because they're all paid off to say what they're supposed to. But we can tell the real stuff to prevent illness. We could tell the real stuff for how to live a decent life, where you make your own decisions through, like my baby book, where if you want to know, mothers want to come and know how to really raise a good baby. And everyone's going to help everybody through our connections. We're going to find ways where everyone can get help. And there's no, you could be any religion, anything you want, just keep your negative stuff out the door. But other than that, we will have everything of the goodest people I've ever met that are all looking for outlets. So the thing is manifesting this beautiful building for us. We'll be able to marry people who can't. We are both ministers. We'll be able to marry people that have can't afford weddings or preachers or whatever to get married. We'll do that. We'll be able to have reception rooms where people want to just get together, or rooms where people can mourn if somebody dies. And because who's got an apartment that's one room now, and so we're going to try to help the community. And we know those are people that, even though they have nothing, they're really the ones that care the most to help others. I noticed that. And they love to help others. So we're going to be able to have people volunteer and help in any way they can, even how to use the smartphones, which I can't even do, or the computer, which I cannot do. We're going to help you all, because no matter, I have every degree you can get, and I can't use the computer or the smartphones from their symbols, with no book. That, this is our way of fighting back. We're letting the good people of the community come and offer all their wonderful things to people.
Yes. So, if you want to learn psychic stuff, you're going to have that, all kinds of stuff.
Okay, thank you for that. So the next few topics that you wanted to go into, I know one of them was Janet's books.
Oh, should I talk about it?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Well, we're going to have the book out. We have the book out. It takes a little while to get it all mailed to everybody, but I think it's $22.95 or something, and there's no shipping. And we will mail you the book, and you can use the book at a party, like when you have a shower, because it's everybody can, it's just a questionnaire, and then it has answers, and then you can all debate and talk about it. It makes a real fun party, and everybody would like to put their opinions in, and it's great. It's a real fun thing. Everybody so far loves it. It's kept because it's based from the chakras. Chakra information is kept from the general public because they don't want people to get that smart. And so if you can order your book, order it, and we'll. My thing is BKLYNGYM@yahoo.com. That one, you can order the book, and we'll send it to you, or something. Or I know the singer knows where to get the book. I don't think I know, but you can ask me questions on that number, and I'll answer you. And then the singer knows how to do all that.
Yeah, I think it's on back order, so it's a 2-month back order. Call. They always can email you and give you the phone number, and then when it's ready, you'll call them and say it's ready. Okay, but it's on back. And again, about it's going to just have things like plant-based, because we need to eat better, because people who are eating all these foods, it's giving them high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, cancer. So they need to be more plant-based, and kind of get away from some of the red meat, and just kind of, maybe if you want to, chicken and fish once in a while, maybe, but be more primary plant-based, and you'll see your health change. Alkaline diet. So we're going to show you different ways of eating so you can heal some of the things that's going on with you and live longer, and we'll show you if you're into the psychic stuff. So we'll have things about learning how to get in touch with your inner self, your psych ability. We will have things like teaching you the tarot. If you want to, actually, when we said plant-based, there's the cooking, and we'll have the garden, hopefully, so we can grow our vegetables, to teach you how to grow your own vegetables. So it'll be also, we'll have things like a store where you can buy some of the things that Jana has been accumulated over these years. Okay. She has so much stuff that she wants to contribute. And she'll sell it at a dime, basically, very, very cheap. And then we're going to have a library, and the library will have some of the stuff that we both have, and you can learn, we have our spirituality, unconditional love, God, things of that nature. Is up to you. It's open to that idea. We have all kinds of stuff that will be on the library. We will have, we'll have some holistic stuff going on. Jenna has machines for getting rid of some of the stuff in your body. We'll have things where maybe you can even teach how to massage and meditation, on and on and on, with different things that we'll have, that we'll bring into the community. And so again, we're looking for someone that's open to volunteering. It's going to either be in Brooklyn, New York, or Queens, New York. This is where we're located, so it's going to be either one once we attract that building. So if you have a building sitting around that's school set up, hey, you have like 20 or more classrooms and it's set up as a school, please, we're open to doing something with it, and please donate it to us, because we're still kind of working towards, bringing greatness to the world. So if you have something sitting around, please donate it to us. Thank you. And also volunteers. We would love volunteers to help us. Okay. Thank you.
One more thing I want to add. So say somebody just lives in a real tiny little garden. Well, I have connections with restaurants that if you can get or grow just an organic tomato with the organic seeds, special seeds from special tomatoes that we have, we can get the seeds. They could just grow that, and the restaurants will pay up to $4 a tomato or more for their better high-class restaurants because they're grown from these special tomato seeds that make the tomato delicious, grown in an area where it's they're the best tomatoes ever. So we're going to give secrets out to how people, if they just have a little bit of space and they can have their own little business on selling and making and selling actually the seeds for these very fine products, because everybody trusts me. If I give my word and I say these are the real seeds and I make them get the certificate, get everything like that, we can, you know, everything will be honest. And they will pay, but certain restaurants in Manhattan will pay. You wouldn't believe what they pay for good tomatoes or certain good things really done right, the best, and the best olive oils too, things like that. They'll pay so someone can grow certain things where they can make some money in their little tiny space. We're going to help them.
Thank you. That's wonderful. Okay, guys, we are on Saturdays. We're trying to make it every Saturday at 2 p.m. Please join us and whatnot. We have a lot of information that we like to share with y'all. So please take your time and make that on your schedule, on your calendar. Saturday at 2 p.m. You will see your